Hello there, this is Daniele from Toolchefs, and in this video I'm going to show you the new state picker module. So here in my scene I have a setup with a grid layout and a state machine. On the state machine I activated the set state on agent creation only. I also displaying the state so we can see the current state of our agents. What I want to do now is I want to attach the state picker module. And I'm going to go here in the module attributes. So here, for instance, you can change the seed, the timer, and a few other parameters. So the seed, when you change the seed, it changes the randomization. Each agent, when it begins the simulation, actually starts a timer when you don't use a metadata. So this is going to be our first case. And whenever this timer finishes, so the range of the time, the value of the timer is going to be between the range 50 and 100. Basically, this module will pick a state that is connected to the current state and will make the agent go in that state. So if I press play now, we should see our agents. You see some of them went to 3, some other to 1. Then they're going back, they're going to 1 here and then 2 here. You can, of course, also, if you don't want to use all the states in the state machine, you can provide some states here. For instance, we can say we just want to go between 0 and 1. We just want to use these states, so they will just go from idle to walk, and then they're gonna back to idle, like that. Otherwise, you can also say, I want to go back to the previous state. So for instance, if they start at frame 0, when the timer finishes, they're gonna store this state, and they're gonna go back to that state after another timer has elapsed. So we can say maybe after 100 frames and 120. So they're gonna all start running or walking, and then they're gonna back to the idle state after some frames, like that. And then they're gonna, these guys are running again, and so on. Okay, great. So the last thing that you can do with this module is you can use a metadata to trigger the change of state. So we're not going to use the timer anymore. You can, for instance, add a metadata name here, like let's call it test metadata, something like that. And this must be a Boolean metadata. So I'm going to add a metadata module. And then a Boolean here. I'm going to go frame, say 48 is fine. I'm gonna set a keyframe here. I'm gonna set, change the value and set another keyframe. Next frame, and I'm going to set another keyframe. I'm setting this value back to false just because this value, basically, if we don't do that, this value is gonna continuously be set to 1 after frame 49. And then basically the triggering will keep happening with the state picker. So just make sure you do that. If you use another metadata that you use, like generate from another script or something like that, bear in mind that this module sets the metadata value to false as soon as you set it to true. So basically you'll just pick the value and make sure that it changes the state, but then we'll set this the value of this metadata to false. So at frame 48, all our agents are picking a random state, and then they're just keeping that forever, unless you, of course, activate the back to previous state option here. And this is all for this video. Thanks for watching.